The decision that Donald Trump made to send the National Guard to Washington, D.C. has paid off, and it's paid off in a bigly way. The clear evidence after a month of having the Guard in place and having the federal takeover of the different authorities that are in D.C. charged with keeping the city safe has really paid off. You've seen the decline of violent crime, the decline of property crime by essentially around a fifth. You've seen the decline of carjackings, which the city became known for over recent years, decline by 37% just in that time frame. And that's even with a real situation where you had a backlog of problems in Washington, D.C., because the police force had been operating consistently for several years, well underneath the levels that were budgeted for to actually guard the city and keep the citizens here safe. The big difference is that if you have 1,000-person gap in terms of the number of officers that you have versus the ones that you need, you're going to see crime levels rise. And you're going to particularly see the kind of petty crime, the kind of carjackings that we saw across the city in really dangerous and prominent ways happening in daylight and resulting in deaths in several situations, be the kind of thing that hurts tourism, hurts the ability of people to come downtown, and hurts the fact that we have families that want to be able to enjoy the capital city. All of that took place over the last several years. Donald Trump decided to clean it up. And when he did, Democrats fired back. They both said that it was unnecessary. They said that it was authoritarian. They said it was dangerous. And they said it was silly all at once. You saw all of this from the New Yorker's coverage, from the New York Times, from MSNBC and the like. And yet, what the actual citizens of Washington, D.C. saw was the tent cities that had been here for years coming down. These types of permanent structures that had been havens for drug use and criminal behavior. And also, by the way, prevented people from going and enjoying many of the sites around the city by discouraging them from bringing their families. Even a place as central to Washington, D.C. as the beautiful Union Station with its enormous architecture, so impressive and glistening, something that had been a focal point of arrival of tourists for years and years, thousands of commuters coming through every day, had been taken over by vagrants and had seen the complete decline of the ability of stores to even stay open. You basically had a few holdouts there where once there had been essentially a mall at the center of the city. And that's something that really started to change as soon as these policies went into place. Now you can walk through Union Station and actually see people eating there of their own volition. You don't have the kind of urine stench. You don't have the vagrants. You don't have the open air drug use that you saw happen all the way up until when these policies were put in place. And so because of that, you have the lesson in place of what can happen in a blue city when a Democrat mayor, as DC is overwhelmingly run by Democrats, is willing to look out for the best interests of their citizenry. And what is the result of this? It's a city that's safer for everyone. It's a city that's going to see the return of more tourism, the return, hopefully, of more of the restaurants that left over the past several years, and a general feeling of safety in the capital city, something that we deserve and the American people should want. Now it's incumbent upon mayors across the country, Democrat mayors who are currently in full-on resistance mode, to look at the real bottom line. Do you care more about the safety of your citizens than scoring political points within your party and with the online and on-air folks who don't actually care about whether your citizens are safe or not?